Hi, and welcome to Medical Malfunction. I'm Amanda, and I have missed you all. I think the last time we spoke, I was not feeling that well, and that has continued. I've been hot, hot, hot with fevers. So it's been a little bit frustrating. I think I'm on my third round of antibiotics, and that's a lot. I don't get the baby antibiotics, I get the big girl antibiotics, and they have been taking their toll, but not doing their job. So hopefully this will be it. I've got to get this under control because same as the title, I got a hot boob. And that also means that, mm, so as I also indicated in the title, treatment's kicking back up. Wednesday, Wednesday, Wednesday. Oh, wait. What's the see you next Wednesday? Does anyone know who that refers to? I'll give you a hint. Michael Jackson's most famous video. Blah. It's not really that metal, but John Landis. If you like movie trivia, see you next Wednesday is what he always included in his movies or whatever. That's his little Easter egg he likes to plant. So anyway, so Wednesday we start. I haven't talked that much about the trauma of 2025 and how this journey has gone, other than and you see my hair, it continues to bozo grow, but it is coming back. And I'm not gonna say how long it is now. It's kind of long. I have no hair skills, so but it's actually kind of long. It just looks stupid as hell. So I've been working on that, but I got no skills. I can do the makeup, I cannot do the hair. So it's kind of funny. But and I've got some new chemo silvery roots. Where are they? I don't know where they are. But anyway, I gotta go get it done. And I have reason to get it done because the third hint is just randomly before the fevers really kicked in. I I gave myself a little challenge and decided to write a little screenplay. And I say little because, well, for lots of reasons, actually, because it was about, oh, let me show you my little, I got into a film fest. It's a comedy film fest. But oddly, I directed it. I've never directed anything before. I've produced things. I've written lots of things, had lots of stuff, corporate, but also I have an IMDb out there. It's a whole thing. And but mostly I'm a pre-pro person. I'm definitely not an in front of the camera person. This whole thing is new to me. I'm not this person. But let me show you really quickly. He is my little baby. He's my little baby. So that's what I was working on. There's my she is so this is the film festival I got into. It's a comedy film festival, and you'll see here hmm blunt trauma. It's a double, triple entendre, even if you'd like. And an off the wall comedy was the tagline that we landed on. Basically, I gave myself a challenge. I said, I've had this. This is a true morning portrait. I don't know if you know what a morning portrait is. A lot of people don't. I became a little bit obsessed. I went to, this was the first time I went to Paris. I saw a traveling exhibition in, what is it? The Museum de Sacré-Cœur. That's where I saw it. And I got a little bit taken with them. I saw a fine artist morning portraits. Is MOUR, morning. And so back in the day, this was mostly a Victorian era tradition. And so she's actually sitting over there right now because if you look at this thing, she looks, I call her, she looks like Mommy Dearest, if you can see it. What would happen is that a lot of times, of course, they're, getting photography done was not something that happened very often because people couldn't afford it. Photography was new. The bodies would not last long enough for the photographer to make it or whatever. So what would happen is a lot of times the bodies or humans would not last. A lot of the ones you would find would be, I actually own 3 of them. And but this was my first one, and she's in a tigerwood maple frame. But this was my challenge. So I've always wanted to write a story or, a movie about her because she's so fascinating to me. This was the first one I ever owned, and it was, I always joke, it was an engagement present, but the person who procured it for me was actually my sister-in-law. I'm single now, but I'm just saying. And I always joked like I should have married her because she really got me, obviously. But So this particular one, yeah, those eyebrows are a thing, but, of course, I would assume I would have made it a scary story, a horror movie, a this, or that, whatever, but, we just happen to have this fantastic, LOL stands for what you'd think, but it's also Love Our Locals. This is the 9th year of this festival, and I just kinda last minute kinda went, give myself the challenge. Could I make this funny? Apparently, I did that. So, an off the wall comedy to say the least. So I want to share that news. I was so nervous. We made it a little literally at the last minute. We did it one day, 4 people, quick shoot, whole thing. My vision, obviously, I have a sense of humor about a lot of things that are very difficult. But in this particular instance, you know, can you make this funny? Well, I did. So we'll find out August 3rd. So I'm really excited about that. And so even though I haven't quite been feeling my best, this was quite a little treat, accomplishment, whatever you want to call it. I'm really proud of it and had a really fun experience making it. Um, and then this was just total coincidence, visionary as it were. And even though I really shouldn't give away too much, I don't expect many of you will be at the LOL Film Festival. So I'm gonna do one little spoiler here, even though I shouldn't, because some of you met Mia when we talked about can you say the wrong thing to a cancer patient? And so I'm just going to give you a little taste of an earworm that I pulled to use in the movie. This is not something you'd expect to see, but I had a number of resources oh, by the way, 10 minutes or less. That's all you had to work with. And if you know anything about whether you write short stories or you make films or whatever you work on, shorter is always harder. If you work in marketing text, if you have to if you've made a Twitter or an X post, you know how hard it is to do this. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and share a bit of an earworm here. It's the thing you would not expect, but as it turned out, I did this, use this, and it's so funny. Okay, here we go. So let me tell you a little about this little ditty. Okay, gotta play.
It's your funeral. Bitch, I got jiffy feet. Ooh, you know you want to suck on my toes. Ooh, you know you want to. Oh, baby, don't suck on my toes.
So there's a little Mia's interlude about toes. I will just point out that this is not a thing in her world or in mine, but it was just too good to pass up. So I used that little, it has got a good beat and a really silly, it's an earworm. You'll be thinking about it later. Like, I want a what? Wait, what? So we had a lot of fun making it. We're going to have some fun sharing it. And yeah, it was a good challenge and it turned out exciting. And I think a lot of people will be curious to learn a little bit more about this tradition that we don't do anymore. But it was an experience, and I rose to the challenge that I gave to myself. And so that's been my journey as of late. And so it also means I will be back in the infusion chair as of Wednesday. And the hot boob thing, I don't even know what that's about. The fevers, I don't know what that's about. I had a few other tumors pop up in some other places too, but they don't seem to think they're malignant or anything. But we've all kind of made the decision that I can wait to find out. You can make this choice. So I'm making it. I'm like, I don't really want to know right now. I mean, but they're like, they grew so fast, they're palpable. But I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about it. I'm like, I'll decide when I want you to poke them, I guess. That's what she said. I'm sorry. But that's just kind of how I feel about it at this time. And yeah, I don't know. It's just, I'm like, I'm gonna hop in the chair and do what I have to do. But sometimes you're just kind of like, I don't think anything would really change as far as like what would we be doing right now if there was some. This is still what we'd be doing. So I think I just kind of want to wait to really, see what the biopsy would say. And there's one that's like it's like near my spine and like, like really just popped up on my, like I'm like a fin or something. I don't know, this Shark Week still. So I just made that decision. You can do that, and I have a new medical oncologist, which, I should talk about that, the upcoming videos. Yeah. Remember, let's see, one of my recent, videos I had said, yeah, my regular medical oncologist, she's still in the mix, even though I went to a prestigious institution for all this special treatment they've been doing for me and everything. I was like, yeah, she's still in the mix. No, she's really been trying to break up with me. I think she succeeded. We're gonna have a video about that in particular because that has been strange. Yeah, I'm like, who would break up with me? Why would you? Don't want to know what's going on? What are you doing? Yeah, you're so cool. You're such a badass. You're on the best of list and everything. What are you doing? Yeah. That's why we don't name names here. It's not about, it's about liability and, it's not so much about my privacy because I've already decided that, hey, I'm telling this story and it's trying to be useful, because I've decided that, you know, I feel like, my legacy, I feel like things are going in the right direction. But you just never know. But, I feel like the legacy I can leave is laughter and lessons. But still so many unexpected things happen. And hey, I directed a movie, damn it. And it's funny, damn it. I didn't see that coming. So see, so many good things are happening, even when so many random weird stuff is still happening. I wasn't expecting my oncologist to try to break up with me. The one thing that I haven't job stuff is still a job stuff, but they are at least keeping me busier, which I like. I really like that because that's important to me because I know so much stuff and no FMLA fuckery, which is good. So hopefully that doesn't start up again either. I don't want any problems here. Like, I'm keeping up my end of the bargain, doing all the paperwork, doing all the stuff I have to do. So don't be a dick. Just I follow the rules. You do it too. Mm-hmm. I joined we have a new employee, like the healthiest associate, like employee coalition kind of group. And no, I want to be part of that because anyone knows how to keep up with all this stuff. So I joined that and that's been pretty cool. And I'm doing like a drink all the water challenge because I will definitely be doing a lot of that, because I'm about to get some new poison. Not bad. It won't be that bad. I don't think so. I had a lot of side effects the last time, even from this one. So I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I'm hoping that, like I'm not really feeling the anxiety right now or anything, because I've never really had anxiety before, but I was starting to have it. But I think most of that was because, I kind of like went into this part of the treatment, like right after I had finished the chemo, like literally the next week. So I'm hoping that I have fewer side effects this time around because I'm getting like this time I'm just getting like just a regular Keytruda, not nothing major, just like kind of, it's almost like this is more like the cleanup job, just kind of keeping everything, and then like I said, these other things that have started to decide to grow or just hopefully it's nothing, just stuff. So yeah, just kind of chilling with it. But yeah, so everybody needs to just stay chillaxed like I am, because like I've been keeping it, keeping it together, other than these fevers, which are kind of annoying, and they're kind of keeping me a little bit slowed down. But I've decided, I'm like, okay, no, I can't be slowing down because I've got too much content out here. So let me talk about what's coming, because I got some cool stuff to talk about. I've been just dying to get out here. I definitely wanted to share about my little movie experiment because it's funny. And I think we're going to submit it to something up in Boston too. That seems like a good fit, just for giggles, literally. No pun in, well, actually, pun very intended, just like I like them, but still. So let's see. Oh, I've got stuff I want to talk about. So I have this video that was already in my backlog about like tips for an MRI. And then there's a story this week that was about the guy with all his jewelry on who walked in the MRI room when he wasn't supposed to. And I was like, really? So that'll be good. So I'll combine those, and then I have that 3-parter coming up about managing medical debt or organizing medical debt. And so that's still on the docket to come up soon, because I want to talk about that. There's so much that goes into that. And of course, part of the reason for this whole channel is I'm going to be paying mine for probably about the next year or two. And I've decided once I pay all that, oh yeah, so subscribe to my Patreon, throw some shit on my what's it called? I would GoFundMe or I have another one too. I don't know. Throw a couple bucks at me for that. Because once I'm done, I'm going to buy a pinball machine. I want a pinball machine. But that'll take a couple of years. I'll pay all this off. But yeah, so it'll take a minute. What's the other thing I got coming up? I'm gonna we don't do politics here, but there's obviously, I know a lot of people have questions about the Medicaid stuff. So I'm going to talk more about that. And then there's some stuff in the journal of, and I have a good one too. So, but first, ethics. I want to talk about medical ethics. I have a lot about that, and people don't necessarily understand too much about that, but that'll be interesting stuff. It's about surgical regret. Mm-hmm. And that's from the doctor's perspective. And but I have always talked about it from the patient perspective. And then I want to talk about that guy. It's McSteamy. He came out. I have the video about prior authorizations, and so I'll connect those two together. But he got Lou Gehrig's disease as a diagnosis, and he's had a ton of care delays due to slow prior authorizations. Yeah, so it doesn't matter who you are or how steamy you are or whatever. So yeah, so we're going to talk about, that's the one I've really been wanting to get to. And then I know I talked a little bit about credentials, the MD versus the DO, which is the doctor of osteopathy, and so there's a great new article about that. So I'll get that one up here and talk again a little bit more about that. And that will be really handy because people either don't notice it or they don't know the difference, or they have a very big misunderstanding about what a DO is. Doesn't matter, really doesn't matter. I have a little bit of a preference, but that's because I have extra stuff going on. But generally speaking, doesn't matter. So I'll just leave it right there in case you don't make it back for that one. But I would say make it back with that. I'll try to get everything up within the next 14 days because I know I have some catching up to do, but there's so much happening. There was another one too that I thought was pretty riotous and funny, but yeah, there's been a lot going on out there. But there was another one, so I didn't want to lose sight of it. But those are the big ones. But I was so excited to tell you about my little escapade into the film festival circuit as a director. I've been on the circuit as a writer and PA or this or that or whatever, and casting director, of course, but this is a big one. So I was nervous, but I did it. Oh, God. Even acted a little bit. No, I didn't. I was terrible at that. But anyway, all right, so cool. So I'm so happy to see you. I'm glad you're here, as always. So it's time to go out there and get some good medicine and give some good medicine. And so I'll see you soon.